Hello, guys and gals, and welcome. So today I wanted to talk to you about something special, and that is kind of a shift in the dynamic of the way that games are working. In the past, with MMOs and things like that, when a bug or an exploit was found, well, it took them a little while to patch out the bug or exploit. It generally does. Sometimes it could take them a couple days, maybe a week. Sometimes it can even take them till the next major patch before they manage to fix it. They might try to stem the tide or turn things off here or there, but it generally doesn't happen as fast as it has been happening in Diablo 4. And me and my buddies have been kind of dubbing it the Eye of Sauron. Now, the Eye of Sauron is not even a joke. It seems like nowadays with Diablo 4, because of the way that they have changed things, that literally the Eye of Sauron is with us. The all-seeing eye wreathed in flame. And what do I mean by this? Well, the developers have made it very apparent that they are willing to turn off, disable, or otherwise just simply prevent issues from even being issues. And I have quite a few examples that I can give you. Sauron, get out of here. We're not talking about you literally. It's not literally the Eye of Sauron, okay? Get. Go, go, go. 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 Get. Don't make me get Gandalf. I'll get Gandalf. Okay. Don't eat. That's right. Get out of here. So what do I mean by the Eye of Sauron, shall we? Let's have a look at some of the data, and let's talk about some of the things that they've done, which were almost nearly instantaneous, by the way. So we have a lot of hotfixes, and the hotfixes have been coming very fast and very furious. And what I mean by very fast and very furious is oftentimes within like 30 minutes of an issue occurring. Now, they have disabled a lot of aspects. They have fixed a lot of issues, and I can give you some examples. So they disabled the Edge Masters aspect because it was incorrectly being reapplied to Whirlwind when a shout was used. They resolved an issue with aspect of Berserk Ripping that was unintendingly having a kind of a recursive issue with the two-handed sword expertise that was allowing players to deal unintended amounts of damage. They have tons of stuff going on in here where basically they will disable things. The people have been farming specific dungeons because specific dungeons have higher elite monsters or higher, density than other places, or they're faster to farm, and they've been going out of their way to literally patch that stuff, literally telling us that they have no intention of having one dungeon be better than all the others, and they're going to continue to adjust the elite monster rates and things like that in dungeons to balance them out more acutely. In other words, what I'm trying to say here is they are on the ball. They are Johnny on the spot. They are literally the Eye of Sauron, and they are watching what we are doing. Now, how are they watching what we are doing? Well, with their YouTube channels, with social media, with, like Twitter and all those other things. When you see somebody post a video about their latest bugged, like shred, which is one of the ones that's most recent, is literally the bugged shred druid aspect, which literally lets you deal a recursive damage loop until eventually you hit 2 billion damage, which is pretty darn insane. I've actually looked into this recursive loop, and I can guarantee you it's going to get patched out relatively quickly. But the thing is that the person who posted the video drew attention to the bug. And as soon as the video was posted, the Eye of Sauron, and undoubtedly, joint right to the video, and now they are looking into why it is causing that particular issue, and are going to obviously fix it. They have added and disabled and re-enabled many different items. They've also nerfed some unique items, as well as rebalanced dungeons, and I think the most drastic of them so far is the uber unique items being disabled. So basically there was a bug where the uber unique items were dropping with a higher than intended rate, and by higher than intended rate what they mean is that in the 30 minutes basically that the exploit was live because they literally turned off the Uber Unique drops 30 minutes like after the bug was discovered. So nobody really had a chance to exploit it. It was pretty much just, like, okay, here's a bug. And then nobody even had time to like hop on and be like, all right, I'm going to take advantage of this bug. So in 30 minutes, 142 of these Uber unique items were found, right? So we can multiply that by 2 to get our hourly rate, and then we can multiply that by 24 to get our daily rate, and then we can multiply that by 14 to get a 2-week rate. Which means that if it had taken a normal amount of time to patch this problem out, like for instance, normally between patches, you might see a patch you might go a week or sometimes even 2 weeks without another patch because they gotta put it all through the official channels and everything, and they get it all done, right? Well, it would have been like almost 100,000, probably even more during that time period, probably a lot more as people found out about the exploit and then deliberately started to exploit it. And as you can clearly see, they jumped on top of it so fast that they were able to knock that down to a mere 142 accounts that had obtained those items. Now, as a streamer, and as somebody who was covering the 1.04 patch on that day and doing testing, I did not get one. And I'm not saying that as like a downside. I don't really care. But what I'm saying is that I was there literally during the exploit, and I did not get one of the items because you had to fulfill some very specific requirements to obtain one. You had to be a high level character. You had to click on the right chests. You had to do the HellTide exactly when the patch went live. And because literally 30 minutes after the patch went live, basically the Uber unique items were already disabled, it was very difficult to get your hands on this exploit. Now, these exploits are game-breaking exploits. If this happened during a season and literally all these people got access, like 100,000 people got access to the Uber unique rares, it would basically ruin the competition that the seasons represent. And they are so Johnny on the spot with this stuff that it's like a whole new world of freaking games as far as I'm concerned. I've never seen companies respond this quickly to exploits and issues. Not this fast, not 30 minutes fast, not literally so fast that literally like my head spun in a circle, because by the time we found out the exploit was even there, it was already turned off. I mean, tons of people made videos on it, but it didn't even matter. Like they had already discovered like several people finding the items via social media and things like that, and they do actually check that sort of thing. In fact, they've pretty much told us that they've been scouring social media, YouTube channels, and all that stuff for information. So all of this stuff that they are nerfing is literally things that they're gathering, data that they're gathering from us. Now, what does this mean in the long run? This means that you're probably far better off making your own builds. You're probably far better off actually having fun and just enjoying the game than following somebody's guide on YouTube. And as a YouTuber, that might sound kind of silly, but that's not the kind of YouTuber that I am. I am a YouTuber that generally goes over mechanics and what you need to know to actually develop your own characters and make your own decisions. I'm less of a YouTuber that tries to teach, oh my god, amazing build, 17 trillion damage, get it now, for it's too late and the pancakes are no longer hot. Like, literally, I'm not even joking, like, that's how clickbaity they are half the time, and they'd probably have pancakes on the thumbnail with, like, butter on the top and syrup pouring over the edges. So it's a meme at this point, but it's a true meme. Yeah. I just wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. I wanted to talk about the Eye of Sauron, as our kinship has kind of dubbed it, because the Eye of Sauron is a very real thing at this point. It is a very real thing in the Diablo IV universe, because you are probably not going to get away with anything. These exploits, the days of the exploits being around for, like weeks at a time or sometimes even months at a time, seem to be long behind us at this point. You're going to be lucky at best, if some one of these exploits lasts you for more than a day or two. And even then, it's probably only going to be because they didn't hear about it as quickly as they probably should have. And that generally kind of just means that maybe it wasn't as popular. I used to encounter this too a lot, is I would be doing something and I would have fun with it because I had made it myself and nobody else knew about it. And I'm not saying that it specifically was an exploit because I didn't feel like that at the time, but I was just something that I was having fun with. Well, eventually it caught on. It became popular. And as soon as it became popular, it ended up getting posted on social media or a YouTube channel or something. And then the Eye of Sauron was upon it. And very quickly it would get removed or deleted from the game. So... which, you know, it's not fun when it happens when you're not, like, deliberately trying to exploit something, obviously. But, a lot of these issues are definitely things that people have been deliberately exploiting once they find out about them. They're like, oh, you can do this with that, and then before you know it, there's like 100 people with that particular item, you know, trying to get that particular exploit running, and then Blizzard's going to come in and literally just break it. Just like they did with Gore's Devastating Grips, just like they did with the Edgemasters exploit, just like they did with the exploit of the aspect of the Berserk Ripping, just like they did with just about all of the current exploits that have happened within the game. And maybe, eventually, we might see them cool down a little bit as multiple seasons pass, but I think... this is just the dawning of a new age of the Eye of Sauron has complete control over everything. Because unless you keep it a secret, unless you don't tell anyone, unless the Blizzard company and the developers don't hear about it, there's a very good chance it's not going to be in the game for much longer. Which, unfortunately, is a different era of exploits. So let's talk about this for a second as well. It's only been 12 minutes in the video, and you know I like to talk, and I like to talk. This is actually a very interesting point, so don't hang up the video just yet. When you enter a situation like this, where you have the Eye of Sauron, people who find exploits will be much more secretive about them. And what this means is that you'll have somebody who is utilizing an exploit that will not post it on YouTube. They will not put it on social media. They won't even tell their friends or throw it on a forum or anything like that. There won't be any screenshots of it. Because in a world where the developers are basically hunting down and extinguishing every single exploit with extreme prejudice like this, with literally the Eye of Sauron, keeping an exploit secret is power, because the developers won't remove it if they don't know about it. You know what I mean? Which could involve an entirely new genre of of exploits, which is basically keep it secret, keep it safe. To steal the Lord of the Rings quote. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys joining me, guys and gals joining me, even when I'm just being silly and I've got an Eye of Sauron on the screen and it's really fiery. And just get out of here, Sauron. What are you still doing here? Just stop looking at me, okay? I don't even have the ring. I don't got the ring. Frodo's got the ring. He's on the mountain somewhere. He's going to throw it in the lava, okay? If you keep staring at me, Frodo's going to throw the ring in the lava. And then what? Then you're going to die, all right? So, you know, shoot. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching, guys and gals, and keep watching.